Hi, this is Mary Angela Parodi, and this is my Mystic Insights to support empaths, sensitives, intuitives, and light workers to help you navigate the path ahead so that you're supported in the best possible way. And so, welcome to July. And this month, there is a little bit going on with the eclipses and Mercury retrograde. So, let's just start by understanding that this month is a number one month in numerology, and number one is the beginning cycle. We're paving the way ahead for how we want our life to be. We're setting new intentions, we're planting seeds, and really claiming the path we haven't navigated before. And because of that, it can feel a little bit wonky. It can feel a little bit scary because we can go too far ahead. I'm not sure what I'm doing. This is a new path. It's exciting, but I haven't trodden these steps before. So instead of going too far in the future, I just like you to focus on the next 2 weeks. What's my focus for the next fortnight so that I can start implementing the things I need to create. And that way you're creating a bridge towards your next possibility. That way you're anchoring and you're more stable to, progress forward. So on the 3rd of July, we have a new moon in Cancer. This is a solar eclipse. Cancer is all about connection, love, community, how you feel in family. And because there's an eclipse right now, a solar eclipse, the solar means that we want to express something, we want to be seen differently. So we're uncovering a pattern from childhood about not belonging. Now we all carry this pattern. We all carry a limiting experience or belief or circumstances that happen to us about not belonging, feeling rejected, feeling isolated and alone. We all carry this wound. And for those of you that have worked with me in my individual sessions or our groups, I've supported you to really harness those beliefs, clear them out of the way, accelerate your progress. As a transformational healer and as a naturopath, I've supported others to invoke the techniques and skills to fast track so much of what's held them back and shave years of struggle and move them towards thriving and support. So I'm encouraging you for this month to focus on where have you felt you didn't belong. We're carrying so many lifetimes of this, an inherited family geologically in our imprinted cellular memory of I don't belong, I'm separate, I'm feeling rejected. With this solar eclipse, it's giving us an opportunity to break out of that because the solar is shining the light on what we need to release. So get a sense of where I'm speaking about. It might be in your throat, it might be in your stomach. Where do you feel I am not supported, I am rejected, I don't belong? Because this Cancer moon is about creating community, reaching out to those people that we want to make friends with, moving beyond those barriers that have held us back because we're too scared, because we expect rejection, we expect struggle. So get a sense of where you're holding that in your body and breathe it out, release it, journal. This is a great way of just writing down those memories that are coming up and then burn it, because then you're releasing that binding, that perhaps it's a karmic experience you've carried over from other lifetimes as well. I know I have. The sense of I'm alone is really imprinted in my being, and I've worked through decades of that story. Where are you holding that story? Where do you have evidence of that story? So that we can start with this number one path. I don't want to experience anymore. I'm choosing another path of lightness, of connection, because that's what we're here to learn, how to find connection. The next phase that's coming up is Mercury retrograde. That's on the 8th of July. And, we always get a bit freaked out with Mercury retrograde. I know the last one, I had about 8 electrical appliances that died, and so I really felt it in my family because Mercury is about communication, electrical appliances, and it's going to be in Leo from the 8th for the whole of July, which means it's a fire sign. There may be a bit more volatility. There may be the way you express may be, more intense. Other people may be expressing that way as well. And not to get scared about it, because it's shining the light on how we express our communication. Where do we hold back? Where do we feel like we're going to be rejected? It's all part of the same theme for July. So we want to break out of that and just ask for clarity, not going in from this, I'm going to be rejected, or I'm in place of fear, or I want to prove a point. That just creates disharmony. We're just trying to understand where we're feeling that, where are we triggered, and actually take responsibility on our part of that. So from the 8th for the whole of July, we're experiencing that Mercury retrograde, and as I said, that we're getting more perspective on deepening our intuition at that time. So that Leo is all about being seen, whether it's on stage or, in your family or in a relationship, being seen and being heard. So it could be great to do some meditation around calling in the lion or the tiger, some cat, a big cat, and invoke the frequency of that so that you can stand more in your potency, not from an aggressive way, but really articulate and bring that expression from the throat out so that it's getting to the other person or the impact that you want to create. So you're fully supported in this month to be able to break through the old patterns of I'm not heard, I'm not seen, I'm not cared about, because they're just old limiting stories. And then we have the partial lunar eclipse on the 17th. So that's in Cancer. Halfway through the month, we get to ground. Capricorn, I don't know if I said that, Capricorn lunar eclipse. And then we are grounding. It's an earth sign. It's helping us to really remain much more stable despite the volatility these eclipses bring, because it brings change for the next 6 months. And so we're having this focus on love and connection, but grounding it in, because the base chakra is always about survival. I'm not safe. Life doesn't support me. Those stories. And so this Capricorn lunar eclipse is going to help to open up that base chakra and really help to anchor in the truth. You've been telling yourself these repeating stories that no longer support you, but they're just this broken record on and on and on. It's tiring. So as we bring in that connection from the earth to ignite the Capricorn full moon, it will help us to feel more peaceful, because we always have a choice to go into the drama or the struggle, or acknowledge where that's happening in our lives and then bring ourselves back into, for this moment I'm safe, for this moment I'm making a choice of how I want to see this or experience it, because choice gives us freedom. When we have freedom, we can think of it from a different perspective. What is good about this situation? I've not given myself an option to experience before. So what is good about this I'm not seeing? Instead of going into lack and struggle, denial, I don't want to experience it. What is the gift here? What am I learning from this experience? So there is a lot happening in July. But as always, when we're in alignment, when we're making that connection to the divine and the earth, when we're cutting the cords, when we're staying in the present, not freaking out and going too far into the future or the past, we're able to really harness the connection here in the present, where we are connected, where we do receive the support from our guides and our ancestors. So if you want some support for this month, because it can be a little bit unstable, reach out. I'll help you with techniques and strategies, whether it's in my group or one-to-one. I'd love to help you on your way to help you transition into thriving. Big love.